Good evening and welcome to another edition of Fighting Words on the Fighting Words News Network. Fighting as Words is brought to you each and every night of the week in grateful appreciation to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the men and women of police and fire services, the doctors and nurses and first responders to COVID. Now, tonight's program is dedicated to a young lady in Indian River County over in the east side of Florida while responding to an eviction procedure. As she opened the door, the guy opened up, fired on, and killed her right down. So, to the guys and brothers and sisters at Indian River, we send out our deepest sympathies, and to her family, we please accept our sympathies. Unfortunately, this is every week anymore. We're dedicating the programs to situations like this. So, please, if you're out there and you think about you're going to do something, do it on yourself. Please don't do it on the cops or the firemen. We don't have enough of them to go around right now. All right, let's. Caden, you had a big day today, huh?
You mean last week or today?
Well, both.
I've been at work all day, so I haven't been keeping up with anything that happened.
Ian Gary took out Bilal Muhammad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm looking at it too. So you can fought as well. This isn't a bad card.
No.
I'm surprised that Ian Machado Gary won that fight.
Mm-hmm.
When he fought Carlos Prates,
Mm-hmm.
I thought we really were seeing different Ian Gary, like a championship contender, Ian Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Ian Gary when he first came into the UFC, but recently there's been some stuff outside of the octagon that he's been involved in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of turned me sour about him a little bit. But man, he has just stepped it up recently as well. And he's looking like a true championship fighter.
Mm-hmm.
With things over Michael Venom Page, Carlos Prates, and now Bilal Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, undoubtedly he's going to get the next title shot,
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt.
Sure. Okay. Well, where we're here, you want to talk about was it Makachev? No. Sorokin.
Yeah. So I didn't see this fight either, but I do remember back when Islam Makhachev was still in the lightweight division. What was going to be his last fight in the lightweight division was going to be against Arman Saryukin, and it was going to be their second fight. They had already fought, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago now, and it was a close fight. They were both worse than they are now. They both come a long way, and I have to go back and watch Saryukin and see how he did, because they both recently fought. But going back to that Islam versus Saryukin fight, I really thought that if anybody was going to beat Islam Makhachev, it would be Arman Saryukin.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, he comes in overweight, and he doesn't fight for about a year and a half until this Dan Hooker fight.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Hooker's another guy where he hasn't fought in about a year, but you look at what he's been doing recently. I mean, this is probably the toughest fight of his life, and 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And, the highest he's ever been in UFC rankings, 36 years old. People threw him in the trash 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It really seemed like he is becoming what he's supposed to, what he was supposed to become earlier on in his career. But, I'm not going to say that a loss to an elite level fighter like Arman Saryukin is going to take him down a notch for me. Honestly, I thought that Dan Hooker wouldn't last around, and he got subbed in the second. So I'm going to give him that at least. But Arman Saryukin, absolutely, he should be next in line for a title shot against Elias Korea.
Okay. All right, Tony. Alexander Usyk vacated the WBO belt, and I guess Wardley is the new champ. What's your thoughts on that one?
You said he gave it up?
Yes, he vacated it.
I
didn't hear about that. What was the reasoning on it?
He wants to move up in weight class.
I agree with that. Then, I mean, he's done what he had to do. So if he's going to try to better himself and go up and do more at the next level, I don't blame him. I mean, he's still got a few more years in him. So I like that idea.
Okay. How about here's the question for you. Ursulandi Lara, who's had his ups and downs, it now wants to come back and fight Zubarek Al-Kamini. You have anything on that one?
I don't know a whole lot about Kamini, but I would definitely like to see Lara get back in the ring again. And I still think he's got something in that he can still showcase and draw a crowd and probably maybe even extend his career a little bit longer. I mean, I think he's still got gas in the tank. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. I hope to see that.
Yeah. According to this, it's going to happen somewhere in the early part of 26.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Katie, 26 would be a good year for a lot of fights that are already set now.
Yeah. I know you're a big Crawford fan, and now, as I understand, Canelo Alvarez and Crawford are going to fight in 26.
Again?
Yep.
Well, I would like to see that because I think that Canelo underestimated Crawford, and I think Canelo can still take him, but I'd like to see it again. So let's sit back and see what happens on the next one.
Okay. Caden, what do you think about Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Madonna?
I thought it was very, very reminiscent of Hamza Chimaev's win over Drake Duplessis. And that was one of the things I said in our last show is that the way I would like to see Islam Makhachev win this fight, and the way I think he'll go out there and fight this fight, is to play to his advantage. You know that no matter what, Islam Makhachev is going to out-wrestle Jack Della Maddalena. No matter what. That's going to happen. You saw it with Hamza. He knew no matter what, he could control Dreykus. Let's not try anything. Let's not go out there and stand and bang against one of the best boxers in the UFC. So I think some people will look at that and call it, they'll call it what it is. Some people will call it boring and such. But honestly, for me, I call it great. I mean, it's greatness. You really can't argue against it. He's double champ now, and he did it through 5-round total domination. And you look at Jack going through those rounds, and again, just so heavily reminiscent of the Hamzat Chimaev Dreykus Duplessis fight we saw a couple months ago, where round after round, Islam Makhachev looks the exact same every single round, and JDM is just round by round by round. They show his face. He just looks defeated, and by the 5th round, he's done. By the 5th round, the fight's over. And I went to sleep halfway through the 5th round. I didn't need to watch the rest of it. It's one of those. But I will say congratulations to Islam Makhachev. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people out there that can beat him. I think he'll be champion until maybe somehow he fights either he fights either Ilia Topuria or he fights Hamza Chimaev, which I think both are kind of unlikely. I don't know if the welterweight division is going to supply any guys worthy enough to defeat Islam Makhachev. I mean, you need a generational talent to go out there and knock him off that throne. So again, just he looked great. He looked great the other night. What
what happened with this big fight that this Dylan is it Damas that caused the big fight?
Oh yeah, that was heinous. This isn't his first time being involved in a big fight. When Conor McGregor and Khabib fought all those years ago after the Floyd Mayweather fight, and he came back, he fought Khabib, he lost, and then after the fight, Khabib he picks up his mouthpiece, throws it at Conor McGregor's corner, jumps the fence, and starts fighting some dude in Conor McGregor's corner. That dude that he's fighting in Conor McGregor's corner is Dylan Danis. Flashback to right now, Dylan Danis is getting into a fight with Islam Makhachev's crew, which is still the same Khabib's crew. The beef is still there. So that I don't know if that's confirmed, but that would make sense to me. Why something like that would happen. But Dylan Danis, that dude, he goes out there, he runs his mouth, and then like 12 Russian gangsters show up, and it's a big fight.
Okay. And one of your favorite fighters fought last week too, Shevchenko and Zhang.
That was a good fight. That was a surprise to me. We were talking about domination with Islam Makhachev and Khabib. And Hamza. This was just that, but different. This was the other way around. This is where you see not only there was some grappling in this, but an all-round fighter go out there and do what she does best against Weili Zhang. And I'm a big Weili Zhang advocator. Whenever she goes out there, I've said it before. She's my favorite. She's my favorite female UFC fighter, and I was rooting for her. But then you take into account she's moving up. This is her second time moving up against Valentina Shevchenko. I think you keep on watching it, realizing that's the problem. She's still going to get bullied everywhere around the octagon, no matter what. Valentina is just bullying her, using weight and size to her advantage, and it just seemed like it was too big of a jump for Weili Zhang. And again, it's not only a big jump up in weight class, but you're fighting Valentina Shevchenko as well. So those things together, and Weili Zhang had a horrible night. She had a horrible night at octagon, and Valentina Shevchenko looks better than ever though.
Okay. Tony, what do you think of Shaq Foster and Stephen Fulton fight?
Actually, I missed that one completely. I don't know the outcome of it.
Foster took him in the 5th round with a left hook, took him down.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that one.
How about Badu Jack and Makajan?
Badu took that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught I caught bits and pieces of it. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but yeah, he looked like pretty good for being his age and everything, and as many years as he's got. Yeah, he did pretty good.
What do you think his next bout is?
It's a good question. I really don't know. I think they were writing him off to retire. So I'm going to see if he's actually going to make them. He's another one. I think he's got the gas in the tank, but I kind of thought that maybe he might be going out the door, but I don't know who they would match him up against at this point. I don't think they need to put him anyone at the top spots, but I think he'd have a rough time. But a good fight, just somebody that would match up well with him. Yeah. Speaking of that, the update on right now is Bam Rodriguez and Martinez are fighting in 6 rounds. Bam Rodriguez looks like he just walked out to the ring. Martinez is busted up real bad. It's a shutout on Bam's favor right now, and Martinez ran his mouth pretty good on this one coming out, so he's getting a wake-up call here on this fight.
Good. Good. Caden, what'd you think about Michael Morales and stunning Sean Brady?
Heartbreaking. I love Sean Brady. Not necessarily for his fight style, but because he's a Philly native and he goes out there, he represents for the Birds every single time he fights. And as the Eagles fan, you gotta love that.
Right.
So I was hoping for him to go out there, get a big win, get on the mic, and go Birds, go Birds. And I was getting ready to get excited, and what do you know, this undefeated Brazilian, he was moving like Spider-Man. I mean, he was way too big for that division. He's like 6'3", 6'4" in the welterweight division. He looked massive. It was crazy, and then he had lightning in his hand. I don't understand. He touched him, boom, the fight was over. It was crazy. Now Michael Morales is the guy to watch out for. You get him, and you get him a good trainer, and you get him some good technique and some good footwork and a little bit of grappling. That's a championship fighter right there, without a doubt. He has the natural ability. He's 6'4". He's got the power. His jab, man, that jab he had, the little check jab he had,
right,
was, I mean, that's, you look at Sean Brady's bread and butter. He likes to get close. He likes to put you up against the cage and get you on the ground. He couldn't get within an arm's reach of Michael Morales because of that hook. I mean, because of that. It was there all night, and he was using it to find the right hand that eventually ended the fight. So Michael Morales definitely got to look out for. Still undefeated. I think he's 19-0 now. And I honestly, I had heard of this guy, never watched him fight before the other night.
Good.
So he surprised me.
Is there? Let's just take one more step. Is there any fight that you want to see coming up in the next couple weeks?
Ooh, in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
The fights I want to see by the fights I want to see for next year. That's what I'll say.
Right.
To the fights for the next couple weeks, I think they're good already. But for next year, big fights that need to happen. Definitely the rematch between DDP and Hamza Chimaev. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I'm still kicking the dead horse. I'll never stop. That's a good question. I'm thinking, and there are definitely some fights, like Joshua Van versus Alexander Pantoja. I tell you what, I don't think people are going to be as excited for a flyweight fight than they have since Demetrius Johnson or Joshua Van. I mean, this guy, he's 20 years old, 20-something years old, early 20s, and he's already getting a title shot in the UFC. It's the same thing with the Michael Morales guy. That dude is 24 years old, and he's out here knocking out the number 2 in the world in the first round.
Right. So,
these are guys that have so much time to grow, and they're already at the top of the level. Already at the top of the game, fighting for championship out. That Joshua Van fight, it's already locked in and scheduled for next year. I think it's a fight for early next year.
Good.
That's I think that'll be a good fight. Pantoja, he's secretly and sneakily becoming one of the greatest fighters in flyweight history. I don't think anybody could ever eclipse what Demetrius Johnson was capable of doing in that division. But Alexander Pantoja is making it. He's making it hard to ignore him as a close number 2, no doubt. And I think again, Joshua Van, that fight, highly anticipated. People want to see Joshua Van most of all. I don't think he is ready. I don't think he's ready yet. Pantoja is 38 years old. Joshua Van's 25 years old. You know, even if he loses this fight and it doesn't become champion, he has so much time in a division that doesn't have a lot of contenders. You know, a contender like him in a division like that comes around, you know, once every 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tony, we got Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn coming up. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I'm gonna love to see that fight, especially after what Conor Benn did last week. That was beautiful. It's gonna be one hell of a fight too. Conor's gonna have to watch Garcia's hook. If he can avoid that hook, I think Conor Benn could probably outbox Ryan. As much as I hate to say that, because I love Ryan Garcia. And I love Conor Benn too. I love both of them. I hate to see either one of them lose, but I think if he catches Conor Benn with the hook, it's gonna drop him.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, as far as if it's a straight out boxing match, I think Conor Benn will pull it off. Possibly knockout, but probably by points.
Mm-hmm. All right, and let's ask you the same thing. What, if any, that's not listed on our current fights coming up, is there a match that you want to see for 26?
Several of them. Yeah, the one that I saw tonight with Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes was probably the best fight I've seen in 2 or 3 years. Even though Sam Noakes lost, it was just a bloody battle all the way through 12 rounds, and I'd love to see the rematch. Every one of the commentators said the same thing, so I'm sure that'll probably happen. His Excellency was sitting there watching it and jumping up and down, so that'll probably happen. I'd love to see that. I still want to see, at my top of my list is Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see that, but I want to see what happens to Devin tonight with Norman, and that's coming up here next. So I think if Norman knocks out Haney, I don't think it'll ever happen with Garcia again. So it's going to really depend. That'd be top of my list, and I had to pick one more. Gosh, there's so many of them. I do want to see Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis again, but I think Gervonta may be done. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did do a good job when Caden, Carlos Paradas, and Leon Edwards, or Sean Edwards.
That was a fight that I was excited for, and even the result got me even more excited. I like Carlos Parquett, you know, just because he goes against the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time I like a fighter, it's not necessarily because he's good, mostly because he has something about him that's just weird. You know what I mean? That's different. This dude, Carlos Parquett, before his fights, he just parties and smokes cigarettes and drinks and he, you know, everyone criticizes him for it, but he goes out there and he wins fights. Mm-hmm. He wins fights, and he's a funny dude too. He goes out there and he absolutely dominates Leon Edwards, knocks him out cold, and you know he's another guy that's a championship level fighter. And I do think if he drops the bad habits, which he never will, because they make him who he is.
Right.
But if he dropped those bad habits and really started to hustle hard, then I mean we're looking at a guy who's going to be hard to stop. But even with the stuff that he does, he is a great fighter. And we saw it against Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, he's got some great stand-up recently because stand-up has been more exposed. But, you know, that's a top 10 fighter, top 5, I think, in terms of ranking, getting absolutely, you know, knocked out cold by one punch. So, that.
Okay. Tony, Ben Whitaker and Ben Gervais.
That one's coming up, a couple weeks?
Yes.
Oh, Ben Whitaker on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be able to pull that one off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about there was one that was just signed, and I knew I had to put it right down because was Ryan Garcia, and he's going to fight Mario Barrios in February of 26.
I am very much looking forward to that. Honestly, after this last fight, actually probably the last two Barrios fights, I really, truly think, he's young and he's still got a lot of fire. I just don't like the way he fought. He just seems to be losing it a little bit. It's not all there. It's almost like something happened. He's kind of scared to get in on the inside, and he doesn't want to get in on the inside with Ryan Garcia. Because I think, honestly, I think Ryan Garcia will knock Barrios out. That's my personal thought. I think he'll beat Barrios for sure and hopefully take the title.
Okay.
Hopefully the title match.
Okay, now I'm going to put this one for both of you because it's both sides. They finalized for December the Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Who wants to start with that one?
Good.
I think it's a good decision for oh my God, his name is slipping me now. What's his name?
Joshua.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I was thinking of Anthony Edwards, the NBA player. I knew that wasn't right. Anthony Joshua. I think it's a great decision for Joshua, without a doubt. We were talking about this fight. For a couple of weeks, we've been talking about the possibility of this fight, and it just seems to me from what we've seen. I mean, his last fight was against Mike Tyson, like a 60-year-old Mike Tyson, and his most recent fight was going to be against a guy who was almost 100 pounds lighter than him and almost a whole foot shorter than him. So now looking at him fighting a dude that is like 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds. I mean, and he actually knows how to box. It's gonna be hard for anybody to convince me that Jake Paul is gonna go out there and fight. And I think Tony will agree with me.
Yeah, 100%, my brother. 100. I was hoping you were going to say that. 100%. If Jake Paul wins this fight against Anthony Joshua, then Anthony Joshua needed money, and there's backdoor deals going, and that's going to prove my theory for everything else that he's done. There's no way he could go out there and beat Anthony Joshua in the condition he's in right now.
If Jake Paul wins that fight, he's got red beef in his blood.
Yep. And, yeah, absolutely. I'll take Bam Rodriguez just knocked Martinez out, so Bam wins the title.
Excellent. We got a special in studio guest right now. Brady from Bradenton is here, and he's going to give us his take on this fight.
Yeah, I didn't expect to make it. I didn't expect to make a special guest, but I will. I don't know. I like the kid and said Jake Paul hasn't really fought any. I mean, Joshua is the realest fighter I think he's ever fought in terms of like skill and like, I guess fighting at the top level. I know he fought Mike Tyson, but he was old. But I mean, yeah, Joshua's got 30 pounds on him. I mean, he's way taller. I mean, he's got more skill. He's been in the game longer. If I had to take a pick now, I'd probably go Joshua. I think that's a consensus among everybody. But yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, what do you guys think? I guess.
Tony, would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's no way. Anthony Joshua is still in shape. Anthony Joshua is not like washed up. I mean, he's been fighting, still knocking people out, and with the weight advantage, the height, the reach, Jake Paul cannot go into that ring and beat Anthony Joshua. If it happens, it's either going to be one lucky-ass shot with it's going to happen, or it's rigged.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of people in the pros that were on Instagram and all these other different platforms saying the same thing. There's just no way. I think this might be a good opportunity if Jake Paul has rigged anything in the past to go out there and get an ass beating and take the money and make it look, legit and real. But I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's going to be very interesting.
Okay.
I think win or loss too. Jake Paul's still getting so much publicity from fighting a guy like Joshua, who's actually fought in like heavyweight championships, But
Yeah.
Tony, what do you think about Callum Smith and David Morrell?
Oh man, that'll be a good fight. But there's no way Morrell was going to lose. Not on the streak he's on right now. Morrell is just a beast. And I mean, you saw that fight with Benavidez and Morrell. I mean, Morrell was just giving him a run for the money. You're giving the big dog a run like that, man, no one's going to touch Morrell. He's number 2 next to Benavidez. Nobody's going to touch him.
Okay. Caden, what do you think Bo Nickel and that nasty kick of his that he showed last week?
It was brutal. It was great, man. I love to see a guy like Bo Nickel. That's a purebred American right there, and it's something you gotta appreciate. You look at Bo Nickel. You're looking at a 3-time national champion, one of the greatest college wrestlers of all time, and the only thing he's missing is a gold medal, which he says he wants to compete in the Olympics. He wants to fight for America, wrestle for America. I think that's a great decision. We see all the greats have done it. But going back to his fight, I think before I talk about that, you got to talk about what he did to get here. Before his first stint in the UFC, he was running through everybody, ran through the Dana White Contender Series. He fought Rainier de Ritter, who, going into that fight, people didn't know. People didn't know who de Ritter was. He goes in there, beats Bo Nickel, shocks the world. People think Bo Nickel's not good. And Bo Nickel just leaves the UFC and basically retires. And then what does Rainier de Ritter do? He goes on to go, and right now he is a number 3 ranked fighter. So, it turns out de Ritter wasn't so bad after all. And I think there was a little bit of an overreaction. And Bo Nickel is still a good fighter. He's young. He has time to improve. He's not the best fighter, though. He does look sharper. He looks like he has more moves in his arsenal, coming from a one-dimensional where you're wrestling your entire life. And he's very boxy and very hunched over. I think if he can get more free-flowing and just get the striking going, he's got good power. We saw that in his most recent fight. I mean, he absolutely dominated whoever he was fighting. I forget who he was fighting. I thought it was great to see him get back in the octagon and get a win.
Good. Tony, what do you think about the Haney-Norman fight?
Getting ready to come up here more. I'm not got the next fight coming up. My prediction is with what Vegas is saying that Norman's going to take it. But I believe it was Ryan Garcia actually went on Instagram and was saying it should be an easy fight for Haney. So it makes me wonder a little bit if Ryan is giving a little props to Haney or if he was just kind of messing around. But I don't think Norman's messing around. I can tell you that from this whole week of just everything that's been going on. And Haney looks scared to me, and I think Norman's going to beat his ass tonight, and I can't wait. I hope it goes down that way. I'll be a very happy camper.
Ty had always said that the business part is always the biggest part of the game. And being part of the business is shooting your mouth off prior to the game, of the fight. And there's been a hell of a lot. Well, the 2 people that always run their mouth off are the Haneys, the father and son. but
Yes, sir.
Haney's father now wants to fight Norman's father. What do you think about that one?
It got heated. I mean, I don't know if Norman's father's a boxer or if Haney's father ever boxed, but I mean, if they want to get in there and scrap, I'll pay the money to watch it. I want to see the Haneys go down. I don't like the way they do the business. You know,
Right.
I mean, they go to the fair, they create problems. Devin Haney hits somebody, the thugs that he carries around with him jump on a guy, he walks off. You know, getting an attorney to overturn a loss when it was a clear-cut loss. And again, like you said, they both running their mouths bad. Norman didn't say hardly anything. He just said,
Right.
we're going to see what happens. And he was being professional about it, but I agree. I mean, you need to sell the fight. But the Haneys are beyond selling the fight. They start problems. So
Okay.
I hope if the two fighters will go at it, they'll get my $59.
There you go. Hey, Caden, there's been an awful lot of talk on and off out of the rags that Dana White may retire, number one, and number two, that there's a major lawsuit coming. Do you have anything on that?
This is news to me. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised for anything. Y'all are just talking about the business side of things. And, you know, who else? You know, right now you look at the fight game, nobody makes more money from fights. Nobody puts on more fights or more quality fights than Dana White. You know, it's crazy how much stuff and events he has his fingers in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's stuff that you wouldn't even think, and fighting organizations that you wouldn't even think would be associated with the UFC and Dana White, and they are. You look at his the other guy. The people call him the secret part. I don't even know his last name. I know his name is Hunter. And you see him in all the events. He's kind of a weird looking dude. But you know, it's Dana, Hunter, and a couple other minority owners. I think if Dana were to retire, I don't know how that dynamic would fit. I don't know what would happen. But I can tell you that Dana White loves this stuff, man. Every single time, every single year, he seems like he loves to put on a show. And I just can't see him walking away from it now. Okay.
Well, let's go one more step with that one. He says that Islam Makhachev will fight at the White House. What's your thoughts on who would it be?
I guess we'll have to see if it's I don't think they'll do a rematch between him and JDM. Welterweight, Michael Morales, we got knocked out Tom Brady. They could go a couple ways with that. I do think it is a little weird that on not only the biggest event in UFC history, but it's new. It's July 4th, the July 4th card, the most American event in sports history. And you're gonna have a Russian. You're gonna have a Russian on the co-main event or the main event. He's gonna be the big star. You need an American up there. You need John Jones. That is the caveat to the John Jones situation. The John Jones wanting in on that UFC White House card. There's nobody else. You know what I mean? There's no American champions right now that have a name. You know what I mean? That have a name, and it is sad, but you know, John Jones has to. That's the thing. You know, there's a little catch-22 with Dana White not wanting to have John Jones in the White House card. It's that John Jones has to be in the White House card.
Right.
I just, you know, I think if Islam's on the card, it'll be great. But you're looking at if Islam is on the card, that's double champ. You know what I mean? That's champ. He's going to be co-main or main event.
and you're going to have him be one of the biggest stars of the event, and it's a Russian dude. I don't know. That's a little weird to me.
Okay.
I don't know. That might be complete. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but
Right. All right. Tony, what happened with Benavides and Yard today?
It's actually getting ready to go here shortly after the 780 fight. They're getting ready to fight here probably within the, I think they go on about 9 o'clock.
Okay. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, Benavides will take him. I mean, it's not going to be easy for him, but he'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yard's tough, but I don't think Yard's not the guy that's going to take Benavides out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of talk about John Jones possibly getting into fisticuffs with Dana White over not being allowed to fight at the White House. What's your thoughts on that one?
that would be everywhere, and John Jones would be in prison. I'm going to show you that. If that ever happens, that would be massive news. That would be everywhere. Dana White would see that opportunity, and he would love it. That would be the best thing that ever happened to Dana White. If John Jones showed up at his house and beat the crap out of him.
Okay. All right. How about Islam Makhachev has called out Kamaru Usman? What's your thoughts?
Islam Makhachev?
Yeah.
I think that's a good guy to call out. Y'all know how I feel about Kamaru Usman. He's one of my all-time favorites. I love me some Kamaru Usman, and that's an American champion right there. You're looking at, he does rep a lot of Nigeria, but I guarantee you put him in that octagon, he'll rep the red, white, and blue. I said it before too when he fought Hamza Chimaev. If Hamza Chimaev didn't 10-8 him in that first round, then that's Kamaru Usman's fight. And Kamaru Usman wins that fight. That first round was so crucial. And you're looking at that's Hamza Chimaev. That's one of the most dominant UFC championship performances we've ever seen, and one of the better champions we've seen in the last couple of years. And the person who's given him his hardest fight in his entire UFC career was Kamaru Usman. And I think he has a hell of a chance against either of those guys, Hamza or Islam Makhachev.
Okay. Tony, Conor Benn reportedly wants to fight Bud Crawford in 26.
Not real thrilled on that one. I don't think that's a good shot right now for Conor Benn to be taken. I'm sure it'll draw good money, but I'm not a big Bud Crawford guy, as everybody knows, and I like Conor Benn. I don't think it's a good matchup for Conor to win that fight. Crawford right now would take it. I don't see Conor Benn being the guy that will beat Crawford. I hate to say that. I would love to see it, but I don't think it'll happen.
Right. Okay. Caden, Carlos Paradas and Islam Makhachev.
That could happen. That could happen soon, and I think what will happen sooner would be Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev. Only because Ian Gary has the win over Carlos Parquett. I think Carlos, he is one big win away, or at least maybe not getting, because you never know how the UFC goes.
Right.
But in my eyes, being deserving of a title shot. If they gave him a title shot right now, I would think that would be completely undeserved. You look at the guy beating, sure, he's made it look good, but you look at who he's beating versus who Ian Gary's beating, and other guys ahead of him are beating, and it starts to look more and more unrealistic. But I think as of right now, either Michael Morales or Ian Gary. I think it has to be Ian Gary, though, to get that title shot.
Okay. Tony, there's a lot of talk that Crawford's willing to drop weight to get to 154 to get in the ring with Boots Ennis. What's your thoughts?
I'd like to see him do it. If he could get down that low and fight Boots, that'd be one hell of a fight. I think Crawford might have trouble dropping weight like that and fighting somebody in that class, especially Boots.
Mm-hmm.
But God bless him. If he wants to try it, I'd love to watch that fight.
Mm-hmm. You got a thought on that one, Caden?
I don't.
Okay. All right, Caden. Francis Ngannou and John Jones. Will that ever happen?
That one, I think out of all the John Jones ones that have been proposed, I don't think that one will happen. Out of the ones that could happen, I think that one is maybe one of the more least likely ones to happen, just because if we see John Jones fight again, it'll be in the UFC. Mm-hmm. And if we see Ngannou fight again, it will not. It won't be in the UFC. It definitely 100% won't be in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't see John Jones taking himself off of the stage at the UFC and going anywhere else.
Okay. Okay. We talked about Ian Makhachev, Gary, and the Islam Makhachev, right? Machado, Ian Machado, Gary.
We did, yeah.
Okay. How about? Here's the one I wanted to ask you about. I know we're high on Lerone Murphy there for a while. Can he move up to light heavyweight?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I would already say, I would look at him and I would say, man, he's on the fringe of being a middleweight, maybe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like he's a nice and powerful. He's a powerful middleweight, and I just think he even when he fights, he looks like a welterweight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If he wasn't such a jacked dude, I would think he would 100% be welterweight. And even then, I look at him like he looks too tiny for this weight class. Uh-huh. So I think a move up to 205 wouldn't go too well for him.
Okay. Tony, Ben Whitaker and Ben Gervais.
That one I'm not real familiar with.
Okay.
I'm not sure on that one.
Okay. You have any update on the fights?
Just started with Haney and Norman. Norman going after him, and Haney looks like he's scared, just like he did with Ryan Garcia. So it's going to be interesting here. It's only been about the first 30 seconds of the fight, so I'll keep you updated the rest of the show.
Okay, well, we're at the end of the show, so I was just hoping to get something.
That went too fast. We need another hour.
Yeah. Tony, if you could look in your crystal ball, what would be the best fight that you can see coming up? You're next.
You mean whether it's already made up or I make it up?
You make it up. If you were the matchmaker.
I really want to see the rematch between Haney and Garcia, just because of the issue with the courts and stuff. The second one would be Lamont Roach and Gervonta, and I'd actually like to see Pitbull and Gervonta as well. Mm-hmm. So I guess my number one right now would be Haney and Ryan Garcia one more time.
Mm-hmm. Brady?
One fight that I'm looking for, or if I had to look forward to a fight that's coming up, probably say Arman Saryukin versus Ade Topuria. Because I feel like I don't know. Saryukin's been vying for a title fight, so I like that fight in the lightweight division for UFC.
How about in boxing? You got anything in boxing?
Oh man, I don't know. Whoever Bud Crawford's fight next, man. I love watching him fight, man.
Yeah.
I think he's the most exciting that I've watched in my generation. So I'd say Bud Crawford. Whoever he's gonna fight next.
All right, Caden, it's your choice now.
If I had a crystal ball and I could look into it to see any fight I want to see, I'm going John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. And if Tom Aspinall loses, I'm keeping it to myself. But if he wins, I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm telling everybody. Well, on the boxing side, if I had to choose one fight, it would be Usyk versus David Benavidez. 100%.
Ooh. Now, are they?
I like it.
Yeah, that's two good fights you guys came up with. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of our hour here. Doesn't seem to go so damn fast anymore. That I mark down everything whenever we talk. I put down the time, and we both had about a half hour on each one. But you guys did a great job, and thank you for being so acceptance of the program and to be the experts that you are. We appreciate it. We'll be off next week because of the holiday season, and so we want to take this time to say thank you very much to all our listeners, all our fans across the country and internationally. We couldn't do this program without your help and support, and we wish you all a very happy holiday season. Please remember two things. If you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink. We don't want to lose anybody. DUI today may sound like just three letters, but it's very expensive, CASH. It's a minimum of $10,000 fine. So you could have a major problem besides losing your driving privileges for 6 months or a year. So please have a good weekend. Enjoy your families together. And if there's anything we can ever help you out with, we're always here. Tony, want to lead us out?
Yes, sir. Just another update. Round 2 starting up. Haney, I think, lost the first round. He's starting to run. He got popped by Norman a couple good shots, and I believe that woke him up. I think he's seeing Ryan on the other side of the ring now. And you'll hear me screaming if Norman wins, so you'll hear that prepared up there.
Okay.
I hope everybody has a very happy Thanksgiving and be safe. And it'll be 2 weeks. Let's see here. I think that'll be the last weekend before I'll be out for a week or two. But I hope everybody is able to spend time with family and be safe and have a good time. Love everybody, and thanks to all the listeners for a wonderful year.
And when you are out, we'll come to the maternity ward to see you.
I appreciate that. I'm going to get me a really good doctor.
Brady?
I'm going to take that lump out. So,
Brady?
Just God bless you. Happy holidays. Never give up.
Okay. Caden?
Another great show. Sad that I can't be on next week, but I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Tony, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you there on Thursday. I got all the food today. I'm looking at all the stuff I'm gonna make, and I want to make it now and just eat it all right now. Not even wait till Thursday.
Yeah.
But hey, I hope you all have a great week. God bless, and I'll see you on next time.
Your grandmother has something to say, Brady, Caden. She just said that she's this year she's happy again that you'll be doing all the cooking.
I'll tell you real quick too before you guys go. I hate to say that Norman got knocked down one. He's all over himself. This is not good.
I'm sorry to hear that.
See. The resurgence.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for everything you've done for us this last year. We're very, very humbled by the number we keep coming up with, and we hope to have you again start back in in 2 weeks. These programs are dedicated to those who've lost their lives in the line of duty. Deputy Robert Anthony Carroll, Patrolman David Curtis, Patrolman Jeffrey Colcap, Patrolman Jeffrey Yazwitz, Sergeant Thomas Banger, San Diego Officer Mike Hendler, Sergeant Tom Wilson, Charlotte County Sheriff's Department, Detective Randy Bell, Detective Ricky Childers, Patrolman Charlie Condit, Tarpon Springs Police Department, Deputy Chief Mike Godwin, Philadelphia Fire Department, Lieutenant Joyce Craig Lewis, Philadelphia Fire Department, Sergeant James O'Connor, Philadelphia Police Department, Sergeant Chris LeVake, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Mike Zerba, Newcastle County Police, Patrolman Anafa Crispin, Lakeland PD, Deputy Josh Myers, Nassau County Sheriff's Department, Captain Matt Letourneau, Philadelphia Fire Department, Captain Chris Leach, Wilmington Fire Department, Lieutenant Ardith Hope, Wilmington Fire Department, Lieutenant Jerry Ficus, Wilmington Fire Department, Chief Al Hogle, Longboat Key Police Department, Chief Jimmy Ford, Wilmington Fire Department, Deputy Mike Hargrove, Pinellas County Sheriff's Department, Trooper Chelsea Richards, Florida Highway Patrol, Trooper Joe Bullock, Florida Highway Patrol, Trooper Zachary Ben, Florida Highway Patrol, Sergeant Chris Fitzgerald, Philadelphia Police Department, Sergeant Ramon Mendez, Philadelphia Police Department, Chief Corey Compantier, Buffalo Creek Fire Department, Patrol Deputy Ronnie Rodaninsky, Manatee County Sheriff's Department, and Patrolman Zachary Butterfield of the Bradenton Police Department. My brothers and sisters, although you may be 10-7 at this point in time, sometime we'll be 10-10 at the table of the Lord. Until that time, may the rose rise up to meet you, may the winds be always at your back, may the rains fall softly on your fields and the sun shine lightly on your face. Until we meet again, may the good Lord keep you and your family always in the palm of his hands. Good night, God bless, and have a great week and a great holiday.
Amen.
Amen.